Hi, Adam here, and today we're doing a walk around on the 2024 Grand Design Transcend 240ML. So two big things here. One is that the 2024 Grand Designs, the Transcend specifically, have some huge upgrades that I'm excited to share with you. The second thing is that the 240ML is a new floor plan that I think is really sensible, really nice, especially for people who like to have a little bit more kitchen space, a separated bedroom, and theater seats right across from the TV. But we'll get into that later. First and foremost, one of the biggest things with the new 2024 Grand Design Transcend is you have an updated exterior graphics. Now, one of the biggest things here is that you get more contrast and more white. So you're gonna have a lot more pop when you're at the campground. You're gonna be the talk of the campground in this thing, honestly. And then second of all, you also get more of a white here, and that's going to reflect the sun rays even more so to make it so that you have a cooler camp experience. Because, like, honestly, if you don't have to be running the AC, I'd rather not. They can be noisy. With this thing, you won't have to run it as much, especially with the insulation, which we'll talk about later. You have a huge storage door here. And so you got the magnet latch too, that's super easy. And then on top of that, the size of the door dictates the size of the bin that you can put in there. And so it's a full pass-through. You can see, wow, that's an incredible amount of space. We're also gonna see the other side, so you can see the centralized wet bay too. So also with every Transcend, boom, flag holder. You like America? So do I. Put your American flag right there, show your pride. You have a nice big awning that's gonna span almost the entire campsite. You can start to see some of the LED lights. One of them right there, gonna light up your night there. Now, another one of the biggest upgrades that I would be a fool if I was to forget is the glass door. This glass door is so sharp. This is just totally amplifying the camp experience. And on top of that, it has that really nice Grand Design logo there. What can I say about this? This is so amazing. On top of that, you have the Lippert solid steps, and so that's very solid. Another one of the very biggest upgrades for those 2024 Transcends is boom, right there. Now this is an on-demand hot water heater. Huge upgrade from the previous hot water heater, which was a 6-gallon quick recovery. So, you know, when you shower, do you shower for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? I take 15-20 minute showers. I need this. I need this in my camper. Transcend has me in mind for the camper. You also have the cable and your 110s right here for your camp experience. Head around the outside, we'll do the full walk around. You have a ladder on the back. That's something that you're not always gonna get nowadays. They hook you up with the ladder. All white back, so it's gonna be really good for reflecting that light off there. You're prepped for a backup camera there. You got a nice rear window. Which is going to be where your sink is, so you get to look out from your sink to a nice view. And you do get a spare tire right there along with a spray port. So that spray port is nice for hosing things down if need be, maybe giving your camper a little wash or something like that. On the back side, you have the furnace right there. More manual stabilizer, which is great. Black tank flush to flush that out really super easily, so you don't need, it turns a 2-person job into a 1-person job with that thing. And you have your 30 amp supply right there. Nice big slide. That's a rack and pinion slide, tried and true style. You can see the length of it right here. It goes on and on and on. It really opens it up back here. And then the other side of the pass-through, which I really want to show you today, because what you have here is the centralized wet bay. Now you have 2 different disconnects here. You have your primary disconnect and then also your solar disconnect. And so you have 2 different accesses for ways you can turn on and off your electricity. On top of that, you have plugs here, you have your cable here, you have your city water versus fresh tank fill there. You fill it all up through this spot right here. And so it's just very convenient to have all this all in one spot instead of having to search all around your unit. And then that's the other side of that full pass-through. Around here, you can see that you got the 2 20-pound propane tanks along with this really nice shell and the power tongue jack. All right, without further ado, we're going to start to head inside. So the Transcend has a one-piece floor. The one-piece floor comes in from the factory at 8 feet wide, and this will be 30 feet long. And so they just use that, so you're minimizing the seams, you're minimizing the chances of soft spots happening. On top of that, they have the best-in-class insulation, R40 roof, R40 front cap. So whether it's A, trying to keep that heat out, like from the sun, or whether you're trying to keep the AC in, or whether you're trying to keep the heat in in the winter. No matter what, the insulation is great to have. And on top of that, you have the heated enclosed underbelly, so your pipes are not going to freeze in the winter if you have your heat on because of that passive heat. Although discernment is required. Don't camp in too cold of the weather if you think there's a risk there. So going to the inside of this unit, we have some of these lights on, which is great. You can see that they added these nice LED light strips here, and that makes it so that it really gives it more of a modern look. Other updates you can see to the interior for the 2024 Transcends is they have a little bit of a brighter cabinet. And so one of the complaints that people had was that since it was the interior was so dark, although it has a nice camping feel, it sometimes might feel a little bit more confined. And so this, you still have your camping feel because you have that brown, that darkish sort of color, but they brightened it up a bit so that you still feel spacious. On top of that, you have upgraded handles as well. Very nice residential modern look to it. Another interior feature that they just added was this right here. Who uses their oven? Almost nobody uses their oven. 90% of my customers say, we don't use the oven. And so what they did is they, in my camper, I use that to hold my pans. And so why not hold your pans in this actual drawer instead is what Transcend does. And so people might come to me and say, oh Adam, I need an oven. Well, that's okay because boom, you got your convection microwave, you got your built-in air fryer. This thing does it all. And so you're just making even more wise use of space with this unit. Speaking of wise use of space, lots of cabinet space. So you have cabinets underneath here. You have cabinets all around the top of the kitchen, all around the bottom of the kitchen. On top of that, at the entryway over here, you have a huge amount of cabinet space there, down there too. Space for my shoes to go under here. Look at this. I got size 13 feet. I'm going to take these off right now. Look how perfect that fits. I mean, they just have us in mind right now. A lot of people, a lot of campers, they have size 2 shoes that can fit in their little shoe cubby, not size 13, big feet like mine. This is perfect. I'm gonna leave those there. So headed back to the kitchen, you can see just how much counter space that they have. You have such an incredible amount of counter space all the way around. In my camper, with my small little amount of counter space, dishes were piled this high. I didn't even have space to do my dishes because they were all in the sink. I didn't know what to do. Here, I would not have that problem because I have this counter space here, I have this counter space here, and then there's more over here too. There's just an incredible amount of counter space. On top of that, you have a lot of natural light, specifically with this skylight right here. You have 2 different skylights in this unit. Most economy units, most stick and tin units are not going to go above and beyond like Transcend does and give you 2 different skylights. So you have one right there with that natural light, and the second one is going to be in the bathroom over here. And I'm going to stand in the shower as is customary, and you can see 6'2" man. Don't have shoes on, but so this is exactly 6'2". And so my head is going into this skylight, and there's plenty of space. Extra vent right there if need be. Porcelain toilet, standard in every single Transcend. Give me porcelain or give me death. Lots of counter space here. Cabinet space, shelf, shelf, cabinet, shelf. You get the picture. Lots of space for storage. Heading back this way, you got the 12-volt refrigerator. You have the solar on board. You have the battery. The solar goes to the battery goes to the fridge. You can keep your stuff cool for your entire trip. Load it up before you leave, and then plug into your truck, and you go, and it stays cold the entire time. Headed into the living space, you have these theater seats. Now, I just got to. How could I not? I'm just going to pull this out, and I am comfortable. Oh, yeah, that is the life. And guess what? I'm directly watching the TV right now. The TV is right over there, and that TV is a perfect size to be sitting across from this theater seat with. So it's Thomas Paine, very comfortable theater seating. You have over here a very nice dinette. I want to show you the surface as well. If you look at the surface, almost has that bench style camp feel, like your picnic bench style. Very nice look to it there. And then on top of that, you have your integrated leatherette and cloth finish. You have this here and that there. This just reminds me of camping in Vermont as a kid. This is what I remember the interior decor being, my Uncle Danny's cabin. That's what I'm seeing now. I feel nostalgia. I feel that right now. Continuing on, we have the bedroom over here. The bedroom has a queen size bed, a 60 by 80 queen size bed. Cabinet space galore still. Again, that's the flavor of the day. cabinet, 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 shelf space there. And on top of that, you still get lots of space to hold your phone, your tablet, your water, whatever you have bedside, along with a plug, USB plug, and your 110s. And on top of that, you have windows on both sides so that you can definitely get a nice cross breeze going on over here. So, last thing, 15,000 BTU air conditioner that is ducted above, which is great. Also has one of the quieter ACs out there. On top of that, 35,000 BTU furnace as well. Top of that, this unit is 29 feet 9 inches, so just below that 30-foot cutoff mark that a lot of state parks have. On top of that, it's about 6,200 pounds, so it is towable for the vast majority half-ton pickups out there. And so you got a Ford F-150, you can tow this thing, which is amazing. So let me know what I missed. What questions do you have for me? Let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to like, subscribe, and also click that notification bell so you get notified whenever I create a new video. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.